What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fitness Realty channel. My name is TJ McLelland and I'm the broker. I'm super excited to share all the things we have planned with you. So sit back, strap in, and let's have some fun. What's up, everybody? Hey, last week we talked about the top 10 needs for sellers. That took a few times to say that 3 times fast. Anyway, we did talk about the top 10 seller needs. Today we're talking about buyers. So this is going to be the top 10 needs for buyers. If you guys have needs that you don't hear on this list, feel free to comment below. Or if you're on the podcast and you're listening to it, just text me anytime. I'm sure my information's down below or whatever. So reach out to me, look me up on Facebook or something. You can message me there. Without further ado, let's jump into the top 10 needs for buyers. We're going to go through them a little quicker than we did last week. So I apologize for the lengthy video last week or the lengthy podcast. So let's get right into it. First, we talk about the needs analysis for a buyer. Okay, so each buyer is a little different. Your needs are a little different. Similar to last week where we were talking about needs for a seller, maybe they were downsizing, upgrading, upsizing. We have a very similar needs analysis for buyers. But what I want to throw in addition for the needs analysis for buyers is first-time home buyers. So we help out first-time home buyers all the time. I love helping first-time home buyers out because you guys have this vision of what you want in a home, and I want to help make that dream come true. Now, sometimes we have very big eyes for what we want in our dream home, and sometimes I have to be the bearer of bad news and be a little bit more realistic in what you can afford. But we do bring that to the table for the needs analysis. I love to talk about that. I make sure that we talk about location, maybe it's drive time, maybe it's bedroom count. There's a whole lot of factors that we bring to the table for needs analysis. The biggest thing there that I think we offer to help with is helping you understand and get a clear picture about what your ideal home is, and also give you a clear picture of what it feels like to purchase your first home or your second or vacation property or whatever. I really love to educate and make sure that you feel comfortable and that you have all the knowledge at your fingertips for that. And a lot of that comes from the needs analysis side. Okay, up next would be the pre-qualification or pre-approval process. We have had Michelle Reed on our channel talking about pre-approval process already. So if you haven't checked out that episode about the pre-approval process, go check it out. I won't go too deep into the pre-approval process, but what I like to do is have you work with one of our seasoned professionals. Michelle is one of my favorite, of course. So if you're working with Michelle, you're going to get a great deal. She won't jerk you around. She'll tell you the truth. And also something else that she is good about is finding the avenue that gets you the best rate, best deal, and gets you into the home, because some lenders don't have as many tools as she has. And so you're really missing out on opportunity there if you're not working with her or one of our other seasoned professionals. Okay, so that pre-approval, pre-qualification process though, as realtors, we don't deal with that part. We're not talking about what you earn or your debt to income or anything like that. We send you to the lender. They're dealing with that and working with you on that. But we are helping you go to the correct place so that you can get an actual pre-approval letter and make sure that you have that. So that is a portion that we kind of push off to another business professional, but we do help coach you in guiding you down that road about heading towards a professional that we like and trust. All right, then moving on to neighborhood information. So similar to kind of the needs analysis, maybe now we're talking about just the physical neighborhood information. So we're typically bringing to the table on that a broad neighborhood search profile. So of course we can't tell you like how many families live there or if it's even family friendly or if there's certain ethnicities there or anything like that. Mostly we don't have that kind of data anyway. So if you want to find that stuff out, drive through the neighborhood. That is a great way to go see what the neighborhood feels like. I can't dictate or guide you on that process. However, I can give you a lot of other demographics that we do have. Like, I guess this isn't a demographic. This would be like a criteria item. Maybe we can help you say, the drive time from this neighborhood is 15 minutes to work, or maybe it's hey, this is 20 minutes from the ski resorts, whatever. So there's a lot of other factors that would be a material fact instead of anything about people and things like that. So we can help you provide you a list of target neighborhoods and related information with each of those neighborhoods, like I just touched on with the factors I was speaking about. What we can bring to that piece though is the location. We can do a little geo grid around a neighborhood that you would like to live in, and we can do hot sheets for the MLS for that. So that is something that we can provide. All right, in this this one up next is like, duh, of course we do that. It's called home search. Of course we help you search for a home. We have great tools at our fingertips to help you do that. We have the MLS. We are knowledgeable about areas. We can sometimes have homes pop up that are not on the MLS yet that we can help navigate you towards. So the home search process, duh, that's of course what we do. We're really good at that. But we organize and schedule your home search process. We can really help you get hot sheets through the MLS, like I said, that fit criteria that you say you want. We can do ongoing updates. We can do drive-bys for you. Not that kind of drive-by, but we can drive by neighborhoods. We can help drive by homes to check it out. And then what I love doing is showing the actual home and getting you inside each home that you say you want to see. I love to work, right? The home search process for me is putting me to work for you. That's what I want to do. All of my realtors, we just love showing homes. It is a great time. Typically, I just open the door and let you go and see whatever you want to see in there. Something that I want to say about the home search process here, we do bring the experience level to that table. So we are helpful with insights. But something that I find is you'll probably find things that you hate with homes long before you find things that you love with homes. So when you hate something, let me know and I'll change the search criteria to exclude those types of homes so that we stop seeing them. That'll help with the home search and that will help get you into a home faster. All right, up next is making an offer. So we love to help make offers. We bring so much insight to the table about how to make you look competent on an offer, help make the offer look very strong. In this market, it's so competitive, so we have to look competitive on our offers. And I teach ways for you to look competitive on your offer, and we teach ways to actually stand out. And sometimes we get selected, and we might not have been the strongest offer in price, but maybe we had the strongest offer in terms, and those sellers might want to work with us instead. So sometimes the way we teach how to look competent and confident and looking competitive on an offer, we bring that to the table. And sometimes, like I said, we get selected and we weren't the strongest offer. So we teach those ways, and that's what we bring to the table. But along with that, making an offer, we will help compare homes, help you make a decision. Typically, I just like to give you all the options and let you choose your own adventure. So that's the way I like to do it, which would be the advising on terms, looking for blind spots on an offer so that you don't get blindsided by something. We help you fill out the purchase contract. Typically, I've already pre-filled it out with what you want, and then you just sign it. Super easy. All right. And then that kind of moseys on into number 6, negotiating to buy. So that is presenting the offer to the other side, negotiating on your behalf, of course. That's part of the buyer broker agreement that you've gone into to get started with us. And that's how we help represent you. So we do have those tools to negotiate on your behalf. Of course, we're bringing you the options so that you can choose something. Rarely have I ever had it where a buyer's like, just negotiate and make sure we get the best deal. Typically, I'm like, hey, we have been presented this counter offer. We have these 3 options maybe. Please select your best. I'll always advise, here's my professional opinion about what the best is, but then you're always up to making your own choices for you, of course. All right, up next, after we've kind of got it under contract, then we're going into vendor coordination. Maybe this is your home inspection, radon inspection, meth inspection. If you haven't seen the meth numbers, they're really, really high in Utah in general right now. Salt Lake County specifically. Sorry, Salt Lake County. But there are a lot of homes popping hot for meth. I don't know if popping hot, my wife hates it when I say that. Popping hot. Anyway, there are a lot of homes that have had meth inside of them though. So maybe we are helping coordinate those inspections, but that is part of the vendor coordination piece. So each need of a buyer is different on that front. If you're buying raw ground, there's not a home inspection. So we are helping decide what some of the vendor coordination is going to be. We do have a laundry list of things you can choose, and we will help you kind of navigate each piece of that. All right, and then we're going to talk about the pre-close preparation, getting the closing table. It's so exciting, but also very stressful for a buyer, because if you're a first-time home buyer, you haven't done this before. It feels crazy. It feels like you're signing your life away. It gets insane. there are a lot of steps to get to that closing table. That pre-close preparation though, if you have somebody that is super trained like us, you will have more insight and experience helping you avoid some of the pitfalls that happen during transaction and especially getting closer to the end. Something always happens. There's always something at the end that's like, oh man, that just nobody could have foreseen that. Stuff like that happens all the time. A skilled realtor will be able to put that piece back together, maybe put the blocks back together and get you guys to the closing table. And that's what we do. All right. And then number 9, closing, the actual closing at the table. Sometimes you guys might be doing it remote if you're signing far away. Doesn't matter. But the closing portion, that's also something that we bring to the table to help you fulfill that need. We're reviewing your closing documents. We're helping title get all coordinated. We're getting everybody there at the same time or each party at different times whenever they're signing. We're making sure that we resolve last minute issues, like I said. So pre-close preparation and closing, they're kind of merged together. And then, of course, we complete the transaction. There are a lot of factors that go into getting the deal done and getting your transaction closed. One of the biggest factors is lining up the funding and making sure that it records on a certain deadline that you need. There are so many types, there's so many different things that can happen with timetable. And that's where a skilled realtor, like one from our staff, like I said, can help you get the timetable that fits your needs and make sure that you close on time, hopefully close before you get a moving truck there and recorded, right? All buyers need to make sure that you don't actually own the home until it's recorded. I'm going to tell a quick story. There are a lot of times that this isn't my personal one, but I've had this happen or I've seen it happen with other buyers before, not in our company. They set up to close on Friday afternoon. People love to close Friday. That is my least favorite day to close. I hate closing on Friday. I love to close on Wednesday. Wednesday makes it so that if we hiccup, we can close and fund, or we can fund and record on Thursday. And it typically works out a lot better. Here's one of the reasons why I hate closing on Friday. Let's say you close and you get all set up. You sign all of your documents as a buyer on Friday. Everything's going great. Everything's looking good. And then the lender's like, hey, we can't get the file funded on Friday. Then you're like, oh, well, does that mean we can't move in this weekend? Like we have family, we have trucks, like we're ready to go. We're ready to move in. Well, the problem is if it doesn't get recorded, you don't own the home. So technically you would not be able to move in. You wouldn't even get keys. And in my case, I try to protect your liability and I won't let that happen. I won't let you move into the home unless it's recorded because you're taking on a lot of risk and liability that you don't need that. So if you're setting up to close Friday and it misses the funding and recording, and it's set to fund and record on Monday, and then you're like, hey, no problem, like we just pushed everything back, no big deal. Well, Monday comes around and it's Memorial Day. Well, then it doesn't get done until Tuesday. So you can see how a Friday closing can really hiccup and just get all messed up. So in my opinion, what I try to teach is avoid closing on Friday, close on Wednesday, because rarely there's a holiday on a Wednesday. That just is not the case typically. And then a lot of times, if there is a holiday on Wednesday, then you can close it on Thursday. No big deal. There's always this case with these Monday holidays where you're setting up to close on a Friday and it goes all the way around the weekend and then you hit Monday and it's still closed like it's a bank holiday or whatever. Just be very cautious about the day you want to close. But that is the analysis that we're bringing or the feedback or insight that we're bringing to the table about closing. We want to make sure that it gets closed, funded, recorded, and make sure you own the home before you kind of step into any weird liability. All right, and then lastly, really quick, we're talking about post-closing. That is the greatest time ever. Getting the keys, moving in, coordinating that. What if there's a lease back? There's so many different factors there. We want to make sure that you get in the home. And then one of my favorite things is we have post-closing gifts. So we just love giving gifts. We always say thank you, of course, with each transaction, trusting us with sometimes the biggest transactions of your lives. And we love to help. So okay, let's quickly recap. We went over the 10 service areas for buyers or the top 10 needs. So we went over your needs analysis, pre-qualification or pre-approval, your neighborhood information, what we can provide in details there. We went over the home search process. That's like the biggest no-brainer one, of course. We talked about making an offer. We did talk about negotiating to buy. We talked about vendor coordination. That's like your inspections and things like that. get a meth inspection if you're in Salt Lake County. Just a little plug. Then we talked about pre-close preparation. We did talk about closing and then post-closing. Okay, we love to help buyers. We've helped a lot of first-time home buyers. We've helped a ton of just regular buyers that have bought property before. We bring so much value to a transaction in a buyer's capacity, and we love to fulfill those needs. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for supporting us. We'll see you next time, and we love you. Later.